Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm Janine. I hope you remember. This is the first hang on my YouTube channel by myself. And yeah, I've missed everyone. I just wanted to check in, see how everyone's doing, hear my voice, read your comments, answer your questions, just, be together for a minute. So I'm looking at myself. I should probably look at the camera, but not that anyone cares. So how is everyone? I have Sue as my admin. Thank you, Sue. And I see many familiar names in the chat. I am in a very normal setting, as you can see, because this year I will celebrate Christmas, which I never do. Not really a Christmas person. Surprise. But I am with family and doing the whole thing. In Germany, did the Christmas market, a whole 45 minutes. Too many people, but it was cozy, it was nice. And yeah, just doing it, just being with my chosen few relaxed people this year. So I think I might be able to help you get into a relaxed, nice Christmas, winter, Hannukah, whatever you celebrate vibe. So bring on your issues. Come to mama. Tell me what's going on. Okay. I got the comments here. I wish I could have your voices on, actually. I will work on that. I would love to have some people talk to me here, but oh, okay. Hannah says 45 minutes. That's quite a lot with all those stimuli. Yes. And with family members who are worse than me with crowds. So, yeah, I think we did great. I have to say the 45 minutes included us walking from the car to the Christmas market and back. But yeah, I had a great time. I felt like a tourist because it's been a long time since I've done Christmas in Germany. So, yeah. Hi, Pinky. Hi, everyone. Nice to have you here. Zoltan, Victoria, Sue. I love you guys too. So much. And yeah, I've been missing in action for a minute. I am still missing in action. I'm just kind of resurfacing for a minute because, yeah, didn't really plan to just disappear, which I won't. So here I am, checking in, seeing where we go from here. So yeah, how do we do this? If you have any questions, let me know. No rules, anything goes. If I answer is a different thing, but anything goes. And also any worries, concerns, any wins, any good stuff in your life, let me know. Sue, what's the lull about? I wonder. Yeah, so what can I tell you guys? Okay, Pinky is asking, are you excited for the future? What is the most thing you are looking forward to? What's the thing you're most looking forward to, I guess is what you mean. I'm always excited for the future, always. Really, no matter what's going on in my life, I'm always, I mean, there were times where I wasn't maybe, but that was long ago. So yeah, I'm generally always just happy and grateful to be alive, which is such a gift. Luckily, I know what it's like to not be excited about the future and to not enjoy life. So I guess I can extra enjoy it now, which is pretty amazing. And yeah, so yes, excited for the future. And what am I most looking forward to? Well, interesting question, really, because I don't know what my future holds. Yeah, that's kind of the place where I'm at. Um, I don't have any solid plans. So it's very, how can I say, very small steps and not much planning ahead possible. So my plan so far was to go see my family over um, my birthday and Christmas and New Year's, and then my mom's accident anniversary. That's what I'm doing. And then when I come back, when I go back to California, I will then do something. I mean, I'm never bored, right? But what am I looking forward to? I think I'm looking forward to having um, a new home base, in life, in work, a new yeah, right now everything is kind of in the open, which can be exciting, and it's not it's not a bad thing necessarily because it's an opportunity to reinvent things, to maybe tidy up a few things that you wanted differently. But I think if I'm honest, the excitement is kind of wearing out, and I'm really looking forward to um, having a bit more of a yeah, feeling a bit more settled, I guess. In really all areas of my life. Great answer. Okay. Whew. Okay, I did well. Thank you, Pinky. Um, always happy to answer. As you know, I cannot lie, and I don't have time to make up shit. So here I am. Take everything you want. I'm here for you, and also really for me, because I really miss you guys. And you are this community is a massive part of my life, my world, and it has to stay so. So we'll find a way together to keep connecting, to help each other, to keep practicing, to talk about mental health stuffs. Yeah, keep the goodness coming. Okay, any more questions? Let's see. Zoltan says, you've hinted at new music projects or your involvement in other bands. Any news on that front? No. No news on that front, except that I am looking. At the same time, yeah, it's interesting. It's very interesting because obviously I've been in IMX for almost 20 years. So finding a new project is not, it's not like, hi world, I'm here, I'm available, and then everyone calls. It's not like that really. First of all, I'm not known to be available because I wasn't. I never was. I started touring live with IMX. So, I know a lot of people. They all know that I'm looking. So I'm looking. And I also realized that I'm very picky, which doesn't really help. So I can't quite describe the pickiness so well yet. Maybe I can if a question comes in that helps me, gets me on the right path with that. But yeah. So I think for me, it's very important to be on stage. Always has been since I can remember. I have looked for ways to be on stage since I've been 4 years old or so. And so that's always been part of my life. And music is also very important to me, playing music. But I wouldn't just play in a band just for the sake of playing in a band. I got very lucky with IMX because I love the music, I love the message, I love the show, the people. It's just, I mean, I don't know how that happened. Really, really, so much luck, and then grabbing that luck by the balls and making it, turning it into something. But yeah, so if that happens again, I will definitely keep looking and also keep spreading the word and but so short short answer, no news yet. I have found maybe about 5 projects I would be interested in the world. That can't be all. Surely there are many more. I also don't know many bands. So I've been in my IMX bubble, so I will need to become a bit more open-minded, which I'm working on. The other part of that answer is something I'm learning. I kind of knew, but also relearning is that change takes time, so much time. And my biggest task right now, I think, is to be okay with that, to sit with that, to not try to force things, to be there, to be present, to be ready. Yes, that's important, but also to let things come to me. Might sound a bit esoteric to some of you. I have found that to be the truth. If I make space in my life, if I focus on creating space, get rid of everything that clutters me, it can be physical things, but mostly I think it is mental space, emotional space, you know, um, no bad people around me, only good people around me, positivity, staying good, staying with myself, breathing, all of those things. And preparing for whatever it is where I want to be next, then that thing will happen. You can't force it. And also change takes time. I have had a lot of change in my life recently. It would be great if amazing bands came knocking at my door and begging me to join them, but also that's not really how life happens, and it's not how anything happens, especially if you want it to work. You want the message to be right, you want the performance to be right, you want the people to be right. I mean, that's like finding a whole perfect relationship. That takes time, patience, and also a lot of self-reflection. Yeah. So that's where I'm at. Not easy, guys. Really not easy. Okay, sorry, I'm blabbing and not even seeing your comments. So I told Sue to send me questions if I miss them, so she will catch them. And she says you should be picky because anyone who gets you will be so fortunate. Ah, baby, thank you. I can't not be picky. So yeah, yeah, we'll see. It's an interesting situation. Okay, but I say, yeah, you guys get it. I mean, I knew you would get it. Of course. You always get it. That's why we're here, right? Oh, I'm getting a message from Sue. Okay, let's see what she's saying. Oh, okay. No questions. Okay, sorry. She did text me. She just didn't send a question. No. Hannah, is that pickiness or knowing your boundaries? Ooh, I love that. Good question. I think, yeah, okay, picky has a bit of a negative tone to it, right? Knowing my boundaries, yes, as well, but also, I guess so. I guess so. I don't really know what the difference is in this scenario. Zoltan says, weird, Connie is subscribed to your channel, but her comments aren't visible in the chat. Wonder if others have the same issue, but obviously they wouldn't be able to answer. Oh, okay. I know you have to be subscribed. Oh, you say she is subscribed. Sorry. Actually, sorry, Hannah, I didn't really answer your question. I might come back to that. Let's see if I remember. I just wanted to say, while we are talking about Connie, she is kind of the reason I'm here today, because she kept writing me and saying, "Hey, don't you want to do the mental health thing and reconnect with people?" And I kind of was a bit hesitant, and I also think I said at some point, I'm just not ready yet. But I kept thinking about it, and she kind of kept it at the forefront of my mind. So thank you for that. So she is here, and maybe also in the comments at some point. Yeah, thanks for that. Thanks for all of your lovely messages over the last few months. That's really been very uplifting for me. Okay. YouTube silliness. Really? So someone, okay. Pinky says she had to sign out and back in a few times. Maybe this is because my channel hasn't been active. I mean, I've had this channel since 2017, it tells me, but um, up until a few days ago, I had 2 subscribers. So that's because I never really used it. Well, I never used it. Not no really about it. I used it to admin the IMX stuff. That's what it was for. Um, so it's possible that it's YouTube that needs to catch up and realize, oh, there's activity there. Let's give that more priority in the chain of, what YouTube's like. I don't have to tell you that. She's sitting right next to Zoltan. She better be. Okay. Where were we? Are you more picky about who you collaborate with or what you collaborate on? Whew. Okay. Here come the questions. Let's see. I think it depends. I think there are many things that need to fall into place, but the mix of those things doesn't have to necessarily be a certain way. So, for example, if I meet a group of really good people that I get along with, that also can leave me alone, that just where I can be myself, right? Where everyone can be themselves. That's important. And there's goodness and support. And the music isn't exactly, fully my thing. I think that could still work for me. I don't need to love everything about the music. Um, but then if they stand still on stage and they don't connect with the audience, that wouldn't work for me at all. I can do a lot of music as long as I can go as long as I don't need to necessarily just go wild and crazy, but there has to be a certain way of expressing yourself, um, and connecting with the audience and bringing out this madness that's in us that really often only can come out in shows or in those in that world. I think that's the magic for me of live music, and sometimes live performance can be theater as well, but live music is so powerful in that sense, so direct. And yeah, so really I could be in a metal band, I could be in a rock band, I could be in a pop band. I love electronic elements. That really brings me a lot of joy, even if I don't play those elements. But generally in music, I like that. But nowadays, that's in a lot of music. It's not a must, but yeah, it really, yeah. So there's that. There's the music. I need to like at least most of it, or good elements of it. There is the performance part. For some bands, for example, there's some bands that I like, but I think I would be too intense. It wouldn't be a good balance on stage, because I think I couldn't just stand still the whole show. I mean, it would be a good experiment to try, but I think I would just at some point. I don't know. I don't know. What do you guys think? I mean, I love me a ballad now and then, but Jesus, a whole show like that. Yeah. Or it could be that I don't really click with the people, right? You can be professionals, you can get along, that's fine. You don't need to be friends. That's expecting a lot. And that's okay. I do my thing off stage, but on stage, we all have the same, you know, focus, or yeah, idea about performance. So yeah, it has to be some sort of balance that I think you feel when once you play together or you're in a room together. Sometimes when mm, I mean, even when I joined IMX, but also I've seen, obviously over the years, I've seen people come, and I also often was involved in deciding um, if we would go with a person or not, and all of that. And such a massive part of that was how we got along, not how well do they play. That comes later. Of course, they have to be able to play the instrument, but there has to be mm, a vibe, a connection between the people, something. The playing will reflect that. The playing, you don't need to be a perfectly technical player. You will, that will come. I mean, obviously, a certain level has to be there, right? That goes without saying. Yeah. So I hope I did answer that question. Yes. So it depends who I collaborate with or what we collaborate on. It's all in the mix, right? Sometimes the one is stronger, sometimes the other one. I could also imagine playing for something that's not a band, accompanying someone, a very interesting performer also. I mean, the more I talk about it, I'm like, let's not talk about this because it's endless and it drives me crazy. My therapist would say, fill your fucking day tomorrow in your calendar. Doesn't matter if you do any of it, but put shit in your calendar and just plan out the whole week, plan out the year, plan out the month. Have something to do, right? Seriously, that's easier than saying, "Oh, anything goes." Yeah, but I'm kind of an anything goes kind of person. So right now, my the way I am doesn't really fit the way I could best be right now. Yeah, lots of meditation ahead of me, I guess. Okay. Mm, oh yeah, thank you, Sue. You can Yes, you can go to my website, headnoisecoaching.com, and there you can subscribe to my newsletter, which I have never used. You can subscribe though, I know that works. I just never sent a newsletter through that. Um, I have to though, because I have a few subscribers, and yeah, just getting a grip on all of these things. Obviously, I know how to do all of that. I've done it all. Just catching up on life that has been put on hold for a minute, 2 years ish, on and off. So yeah, if you want to stay in touch, obviously subscribe there. That's always the best because we don't know what social media tells you, shows you, and what it doesn't. Um, and then you can also check out my website, which is a work in progress. I'm not super happy with it, but it has a lot of information on the ADHD life coaching that I have started. I've been coaching 1.5 years now, actually, and yeah, you can read about it there. I will keep updating that. Okay, so here is. Oh, Sue is sending me stuff. Okay, thank you, Sue. It's tough to talk nonstop and also read all your comments. I kind of try a little bit. Janet loves the idea of me touring with Peaches. Have you ever met her? I have actually. I fucking love that woman. I mean, come on, what's not to love about her? Oh my god, the imagery, the message, she is just it's so she's always been someone since I've known about her that I looked up to. And also, I mean, always, when I see her, I like a picture of her, whatever. I always say, I want to be like you when I'm your age. And she's not that much older than me. I think she's maybe 15 years older than me. Not that much, but I want to be like her. I will always want to be like her because, just she has this, you know, basically, I'm just gonna be the way I want to be. And I saw something the other day. I don't know if it was an interview with her or she posted it or it was written somewhere. But basically, she said, I'm almost 60 now, and I still have sexuality, So I'm still gonna celebrate my sexuality. And there she is, tits out and all, and it's just I just love it. And it's not about this freedom she has about her. Always did. I always loved that. I went to a show, to Peach's show, a long time ago when I still lived in Berlin. Obviously, she lives in Berlin. Um, has been for a long time. I also rehearsed in her rehearsal room with a band. I didn't see her there, but we rehearsed in her room because some people in the band knew her. In Tacheles, which doesn't exist anymore, was an amazing building. Well, I think it still exists, but it now has shops in it or something. And I met her once at a festival. We had dinner after the show with her, Chris, me, and her. That was a long time ago. I don't know if she would remember that. She probably doesn't remember me. It doesn't matter. I love her. She also is related to Simone, um, or part of Simone's family, whatever, blood related. I don't know, but they are family. Simone, the singer of the last Sneaker Pimps record. So yeah, we talked a bit about her, Simone and me, and yeah, I certainly did email her management, and they said she already has her band ready to go. But I hope she knows what she's missing. Okay. Big hi from Susie and Wendy. We miss you. I miss you guys too. Love you. Hillary is here. Ooh, Debo is here. I know so many of these names. This is so nice. Connie wants to know where you got that necklace. And Zoltan seconds that question. I got it from Wendy, actually, who just said hi. And Susie. I think yes, from Wendy and Susie. It's a choker from the UK, and I think the company said on the packaging, I remembered because I want to go to that website. I always forget because I love chokers. It's something chokers.co.uk, something chokers and something. Maybe they will remember. I still have the packaging at home because of that, because I was like, I need to go to that website. Yeah, they gave that to me as a gift, and I love it. It's hard to find nice chokers. So yeah, thank you for that. Menda X music. What is the last song you listened to, my beautiful queen? It's been a while because I've been with family since December 5th. So yeah, time for some California sun, guys. I'm telling you, it's not pretty here. But what have I listened to? I have recently listened a lot to Ren. I know, not really what you would expect from me, but I really like him. I like what he does. I like his intensity. I like his message. Yeah, Ren makes music. And yes, Nat, I can see your comment. This comment anyway. Janet says he is amazing. Yeah, so no, again, I love this no bullshit stuff, the raw stuff, the we all do, obviously. Um, he thinks about his own illness and how his own illness also caused him mental illness, and he thinks about violence. I guess he grew up around a lot of violence because you can't sing about it like that if you don't know it. Um, Violence on the streets of England. So yeah, and but also his performance, his singing. Yeah, really impressed. Love it. We need more of those. That's what I last listened to, I think, with my little nieces, and they really liked it. Obviously, they don't understand English, so I can play them that stuff because they don't know that there are swear words and shit like that in it. They don't know what it's about. Um, yeah. Mm, Dave says, I missed the first part. What do you want to achieve in 2026? No worries, Dave. I did have a similar question, but not exactly like that. What do I want to achieve? It depends, right? There is the what do I think realistically could happen? But if I dream big, and I love dreaming big, hey, if you guys are up for it, I think it would be really cool to write down 13 things you wish for 2026, and they can be as big as you want, just as long as you are specific. So thinking about whatever reads them, hears them, knows exactly what to do with them. Okay, so just do it. I did it, and it was amazing. I realized I've never thought of so many wishes. I don't think about. I have ADHD. We're not good with planning ahead and wishing. Who knows if that happens, right? Nothing ever happens that we want to happen, so we stop wishing. But it felt really good. And I had a lot of ideas, so yeah, I definitely was able to come up with 13 wishes. Try it. You have time now in the in between time, maybe not immediately. Maybe you have to face family first. Um, anyway, my wishes for 2026. I would like to. Hmm. I mean, really, right now it changes. Right now, my main wish is to stay healthy and happy. Both things are true right now, um, and also, I mean, it would be amazing to be on stage. Yeah, that's a goal. I'd like to be on stage, happily on stage, putting it into the universe, right? Um, oh yes, Janet says, especially tonight, new moon solstice. Exactly, today is winter solstice. I think it actually was about 3 hours ago. I know that because my aunts are witches, as was my mom, and so they tell me that shit. Luckily, I don't have to remember. So winter solstice, that's the shortest day of the year. Good news is the days are getting longer from here on out. From here on out. Anyway, you know what I mean. Tomorrow is going to be longer than today was. More daylight, that means, okay? So things are looking up. And today is the day to write down your wishes and also and burn them if you want. Also, say goodbye to whatever you don't need from last year, from 2025. Look back and say, "This I don't need anymore." Burn that too. Don't burn down the house. I will not be responsible for any damage done. Okay. Debo says, I think we need you on stage. Okay, well, you see, when I hear that, um, that will maybe put some fire under my ass. Although, again, I don't think it's not that I'm not doing things. I think also sometimes you need to really let things come to you. But but it's good to know that it's nice to hear. It's just nice to hear. Thank you. Right? Okay, let me see. Connie, are you planning on putting more focus? Okay, guys, Connie is a therapist. She's awesome, and obviously she has good questions. I met her once, I think once backstage, and instantly she had so many questions for me. I love it. I love questions. I love people that ask questions, and I love asking questions. It's a new thing for me, fairly new. And it's beautiful. People love to be asked questions. Okay, questions. What's she asking then? Are you planning on putting more focus on coaching, and would you consider doing workshops and or podcasts on the topic of ADHD? Yes to everything. I am constantly coaching. I just haven't worked the business, so to speak. It wasn't really my plan to make that my and still isn't really to make that my main focus. And at the same time, I don't think I could go without coaching others and being coached. But without being a coach, I think I will always want to do that. It really, really feels like my uh, it comes very easy to me, weirdly enough, and it also is very fulfilling for me. And I hope, but I think my clients, um, I mean, I see them getting better and coping better in life, and it's just the most beautiful thing. And I can do it if I have a brain fog day and my brain is just not, I can't do anything. It's just a couch potato day, which happens sometimes. I can still coach, no problem. And then, I switch on for coaching, I coach, and then I go back into brain fog, but I can do it. So that for me is a really good sign that that this is something I will probably always be doing. And my idea was to be able to do it while I'm touring, which I tested this spring during the tour. I kept coaching my clients, and that worked really well. So I know I can do that while traveling. And yeah, so yes, I am planning to do more. I am also planning to keep doing the mental health work that I have been doing. In what kind of format, I don't know. I've been wanting to do a podcast with it for a long time. I'm just very, very hesitant always to start a project because I know how much work it is. I know. So where do I put my energy, right? Um, and then sometimes you just have to do it. Like this stream, I went into saying, "Fuck it, I'm gonna have a normal room as a background. I don't have any clothes, so I'm wearing my jacket, and I just wanted to be here. So sometimes you have to just do that and just jump into it. I don't know. Sorry, I feel like workshops and or podcasts on the topic of ADHD. Maybe workshops could be nice. Like a weekend thing or something on a I mean, I have a lot to say about ADHD. I know a lot about it. And I think it can be put in a way that's even fascinating to people that don't have it, to be honest. It's such a weird disorder, a weird way of being, a very interesting mix of things. So, yeah, no solid plans yet, Connie. Stay patient, but keep poking me, please. Keep that whip out. Keep it ready. Okay. I think I have some more stuff from Sue. Oh God, so much. Um, mm, I like this message from Sue. Everyone loves you and they have all missed you. Oh, guys. And I love all of you and I have missed all of you. I'm still here. You're still here, and we'll develop this into the next chapter. Ooh, here's a question from Sue. Okay. Let's see. Sue is asking, are you doing anything specific in memory of your mom for the holidays or the anniversary of her accident with your family? Um, yes and no. So I think most of you will know that my mom died suddenly almost 2 years ago on January 7th. Almost 2 years ago. I can't believe it's 2 years. It seems like yesterday, and sometimes it seems like 10 years ago. But it's a bizarre thing, and I think because she was gone so suddenly, and we weren't able to see her, that it takes us longer to process. That's what I've heard anyway, and that makes sense because it does take us a long time, me and my sister. My family has shrunk a lot since then. It's a good thing because the true face comes out in grief, in death, and what do they say at funerals and weddings? The truth comes out. That is 100% what happened in my family. Everything fell apart, and um, and I grew up in a very big family, lots of kids, lots of people, and now it's my sister and me, and that's okay because we love each other. And I also still have my dad because my mom was with her husband. They died together, but that was even though he was in my life from the beginning. I still have my dad. So, phew, and my dad is wonderful, which is where I am right now, by the way. So, um, yeah, doing something in her memory? No. We try not to go to the grave because we don't want to run into family. It's like that. It's ugly. It's just whatever. It is what it is. It's the truth. And there it is. Anyway, don't want to run into anyone. So I don't go to the grave. I don't need a grave to grieve. So that's okay. We I was thinking maybe we do something special on the anniversary of the accident, but to be honest, I think we just need to be together. It doesn't matter because those days also my birthday. Since then, I've had two birthdays since she died. Last one was 2 weeks ago, and it is just awful. I mean, it's just this heavy weight. It's those days where you're like, she's not gonna call. She's not gonna call. She won't call. She didn't call. I'm going to bed, and she didn't call, and she won't call. It is so fucking horrible. It sucks, and I think it will get easier over time. I'm pretty sure last year was worse than this year, but last year was by myself. Um, I wasn't with family. So this year I made sure I'm with family on my birthday. It still sucked, but at least we're together, right? So that's what we're gonna do. Actually, my sister and me will go to some wellness sauna bath place on the anniversary. So I think that's good because at first I thought, will that be too much time to think? But I think we'll like it. I think it'll relax us. And also, our mom loved sauna, so maybe that's the thing we're doing. Yeah. Um, yeah, it's still very raw, and I think time will not make that go away, but just kind of give us a bit of a new way of being, a new ritual, uh, figuring out how do I best get through those days, right? That's kind of what it's about, and that's definitely right now being with family in those days. So maybe my Christmases coming forward will be in Germany. I don't know. We'll see. Um, that ringing phone is the worst, says Sue. Yeah, horrible. They're not calling. It's like, I don't know. And I was close with my mom, but also not. So when the phone rang and it was her, it wasn't like I was jumping out of joy. But man, not having that in your life, fucking hell. Fucking hell, man. No one can prepare you for that. Anyway, it's I think I'm doing pretty well with all of that stuff, considering. Yeah, it's a whole new door that's been opened inside me, and that's what life is. And it also taught me that a lot of people have had worse or similar, and you know, there's a lot of grief in the world. Good to talk about it. Good to be with it. Good to find ways to distract yourself from it. Okay. Um, um, Hannah says sometimes just being together and remembering good things, taking care of ourselves is much better than the traditional grave thing. I'm totally on your side with that. Yeah, I think some people really it helps them to have a place to go and think of that person. I've seen that, and I've never been like that, but so it's good to have that, and whatever helps you, really. No rules, whatever helps. For me, yeah, definitely being with my loved ones, and um we remember, we mention, when I'm with my sister, we mention our mom almost every day. Yeah, yeah, pretty much, yeah. And if not us, then my little nieces will say something. um and I think that's good, keeping the memory alive. And sometimes you also just don't want to think about it. Damn, right? No rules. Sometimes having a bit of rule is actually quite nice. Anyway, okay, Janet, I put a quartz crystal on my pup's grave in Utah and took it with when I moved. It now is on Nui's grave, and I'll take it when I move again. Yeah. See, so that's something that helps Janet to kind of know that crystal has been, it doesn't have to stay there, but she takes them with her. And those kinds of things, I don't care how woo-woo anything sounds with grief. Go for it, man. Go all in. Balls deep, man. Whatever helps. Because life's too short. We gotta make it. We gotta keep living and try and have joy. I don't mean, you have to be with grief, but grief will take care of that anyway. You can't escape that anyway. Okay, so Sultan, you've mentioned you're not a big Christmas person, me neither, but I still remember how gut-wrenching the first Christmas after my last breakup felt. That being said, could the holidays be triggering you, and are you prepared for that scenario? No, I don't think that's a trigger. Not for me. Um, and also, I'm not prepared. Actually, I think I'm pretty calm inside. I am. Um, mm, I feel strong inside, which is good, because when grief hits, or when you know dark shit hits, which it does, right? We all know that. Then at least I have that. It doesn't drag me fully down, right? There's something inside me that can hold that, if that makes sense. So, and Christmas, because that's never been a big one for me. It's not so triggering. It's actually quite refreshing to, um, I guess, to actually celebrate it. So to do something else, because I didn't used to celebrate it. So um, to actually go full force, is maybe nice, a nice distraction, a nice rediscovery of, maybe there are parts that I like about it. Yeah, so I think it's going to be a good distraction from normal life stuff. Hopefully, that's my idea. And also, I'm celebrating it with my dad. I've never been with my dad. Never. I was never with my dad on the 24th, which is the day we celebrate Christmas here. On Christmas Eve, we celebrate. So that's a new thing. Yeah. But yeah, it's good to think about that beforehand, and kind of take a moment. And in coaching, I do that a lot with my clients. Clients sounds so dry, but anyway, um, kind of pre-think, like think about a situation that could be tricky that's coming up, and then really thinking through what could happen, how do I want it to go, what do I need to do for it to go like that. To really kind of think through that can sometimes really help. So thanks for that question. Um, Sue says, how does someone get in touch if they want to contact you about a music project? I think the best would be my email, which is also on my website. It's Janine at headnoisecoaching.com. Or I have started to look at my Instagram messages more as well. Those are kind of the two. Mm, yeah, I would say right now could change. I'm not really good with emails, but the head noise emails, coaching emails, I do check regularly. So yeah, those two ways is the best. Okay, I think Stu had sent me some more. Oh, it's a lot of questions, guys. Wow. Okay. I've been talking so much and you're still asking. All right, I'll take it. Hillary. Hi, Hillary. How was your road trip last summer? Was it the first time you traveled solo? Would you do it again? Yes. So for those of you who don't know, I did a road trip last summer from July 1st until July, August, September, until beginning October. So yeah, just over 3 months. I took a bus and a 35-foot long bus. What's that? I think it's 12 meters. It's a beast. Some of you might have seen it because we toured with that bus 3 years ago in the US, I think. We put a lot of bunk beds in it, but I have converted it back into it's now like a 1-bedroom apartment basically. It's a beautiful thing. I really feel at home in that thing. A very old motorhome from 96. And anyway, I thought it would be a cool idea to drive to the East Coast and back. It was a cool idea. It was amazing. I have not processed it yet, to be honest. I looked at the pictures the other day and I thought, wow, that looks like someone did a really cool journey. And I need to just catch up in my head and remember and reflect. But what I did is I visited everybody that I know in the US that I'm friends with, that I like. And I also like the idea of just experiencing the US just in that way. And it was beautiful. If you just travel the US, which is so easy with a motorhome, it wasn't as cheap as I thought it would be. I have to say that. So it's not as easy. I wouldn't do that again soon. Shorter trips, yes. But anyway, it is a beautiful country. It is mind blowing. Everywhere I went, the people were so nice to me. I had nice talks with everybody. I know people say that half of it was probably fake. Yeah, probably was. But you know what? I'll take it. It was nobody talked about politics. Nobody told me about their political opinion. It was just humans just being, and most of it anyway here, not here in the US, is nature, the most beautiful nature wherever you go. So a nice different way of seeing this country when everyone just sees it through the news and thinks it's dangerous to travel in the US right now. It's not. It's like it always was. In fact, it's I took Janet's trick that she once told me that she did, and had a big pair of dirty workers' boots, men's workers' boots, and they put them in front of my door at night. So it looked like a dude was in there when it was just little Enzo that can't harm anybody. So yeah, that was 3 months. Sorry, I have to go back to the question. Was it the first time you traveled solo? No, I have traveled solo a lot and I love traveling solo. I went, in fact, I went in 1999, long time ago in 1999. I went to Russia by myself. southern Russia, Volgograd, which used to be called Stalingrad. I don't know if you guys know, but if you're German, you know. That there was a very, very, very ugly, horrible battle where middle of winter, the Germans thought it would be a cool idea to take the city. Didn't quite work. Russians won that one. And when I was there, I helped some. There was a project that was still digging out bones and trying to identify soldiers. Yeah, so I went there as a German to a city very far south, southern Russia. I got there in August. It was hot, so hot, and I left in November. There's this freezing cold. It's a bit deserty in a way, the climate. And nobody I met had ever seen a foreigner. Nobody. Nobody I met in 3 months, 3.5 months. It was insane. I met a Russian on my trip, actually, a really nice Russian in Vermont, Sue's neighbor in Vermont, and I told him, and he looked at me like and said, "You are hardcore." That was funny. Yeah, I was hardcore, but I was also too young to realize. Also, no internet, right? No internet, no phone, nothing. I couldn't even call home. Nuts. But that that trip certainly shaped me. I could talk about that for a long time, but yeah. Sergey loved me. Yeah, he was. I loved meeting him. That was a nice moment. Short but very sweet. Would I do it again? Yes, absolutely. I also sometimes take small, like short trips. I used to when I still lived in Berlin. I took a short trip to Munich, short trip to by myself, I mean, and to Dessau, where the Bauhaus is, not the band, um, and yeah, those kinds of things, or short trips to San Diego, and yeah, love it. I love traveling by myself. I also really love traveling with somebody, but it has to be, you know, you have to. Well, I guess touring is that too, right? Traveling with somebody. I think that's why I don't need more of that in my personal life. Um, yeah, I recommend it to everyone. I also recommend to not just force yourself. I think you have to be ready for it. You have to also think about safety. It is a thing, but it's absolutely possible. And the beauty is you never know what's going to happen, right? When you travel by yourself, you just don't know. And you have to be very open minded to other people. Mm, it also can suck. I know for a fact that Hillary travels by herself, um, and I think it's a really good experience, and it's a really good way of recharging, of putting things in perspective. Maybe you'll see that being with others is actually really nice because there are certain things they do for you that you don't have to think about. Maybe you see that you need more alone time in your life. It's just a good kind of check in. Mm, yeah, Hillary says it's addictive for me. Yeah, there is something to that. I think having done that long trip, I think next time I'm already planning my next trip, but it's going to be shorter trips, I think. So I have more time to just spontaneously stop somewhere, explore, and also it's not a financial decision then, right? It's more of a yeah, like a weekend or 4 or 5 days, that kind of thing. Maybe we'll see. Okay. Okay, let me see. It's better to look here, right? Than finding in all the comments. Um, Ned wants to know if I have ever written my own songs. Yes, I have. Before IMX, I Um, well, I think I wrote my first song that I wrote was on guitar, and it just came out of me when I was 15. Just the words came out, fell out of me, and I wrote them down, and I had a melody to it. I had chords. It was very bizarre. It was like it came to me. I didn't even it was in English as well, and my English was very bad because I only started learning English from 15, very late. So so my whole teenage years, even though I liked English, American English bands, I didn't understand a word they were singing. So yeah, but yet at 15 I wrote a song in English. It's really bad English, but you know, it was there, and it's playable and singable. And then I yeah, wrote had a whole phase, beginning 20s, where I wrote a lot. And I also recorded some songs once, mm, with a friend, and we had a little CD with like five songs maybe. Um, and I was the front person of that band. We played a few shows in Berlin. It was all local, very small. And that was really good that I did that, because it showed me that being the front person and singing my own songs is, I wouldn't say it's not something I ever want to do again, but I realized how much weight that is, how much responsibility for the message you put out. It's much easier to play an instrument for a person that is transporting their message. Even if you support that message, even if you enhance that message. I have a lot of respect for people that put their own creations into the world in any kind of way. It makes you so vulnerable, and so it's so easy to criticize, and it's very hard when you pour everything into it. You always have to let it go, knowing it's not perfect yet, because it never will be, but you have to just let it go at some point. So you know, criticism is very hard, but your own criticism of yourself is the hardest. Feeling like, what if someone gets it wrong? What if I put a negative emotion into the world? What if my creation creates something negative in someone? That thought for me was just horrific. So it's like, I'm gonna stop that. Yeah, call me a pussy. You have the right to do so. Yeah, so that's the answer to that. Is there any chance that the CD is still floating around? Yeah, it is. I have it. No chance you'll ever hear it though. Um, I don't know. I mean, it's possible I will go back to it, but you know, I know how much work it is. I know every little step that needs to be taken, all the work that goes into it. For the last 20 years, I have done that without having to carry the weight of I I created this, right? So, it's a lot. I don't know if I'm yeah, I don't know. It's a possibility. We'll see. We'll see, guys. Um, Oops, okay. Oh, my phone isn't okay. Um, Janet wants to know, where can people send you gifts? The same address that you'll find on my I think my address, I mean, my postal address is on my Instagram and all of my outlets. Yeah, that address you can send gifts to. I love gifts. I love surprises. Um, and um, and also I don't need anything. But that's the address where I receive things. Might be I might pick it up a bit later than when it arrives, but it will get to me. Yes, absolutely. Um, Dana, is there anywhere in the world that you still dream of visiting? Yes, many places. I don't really like vacationing. I like to go somewhere when there's something happening there, or I can't be just on the beach, or yeah. But I was once invited by friends to join them on a trip to Costa Rica. I don't regret that vacation. I have to go back. I have to go back to that place because there's monkeys everywhere, and monkeys make me, I don't know, make me happy. I love monkeys. So monkeys in the wild is just the best thing for me. So I want to go back to Costa Rica for sure. But I would like to um, maybe even live there for a little bit, or house it or something, do something. I also have never been to Asia, to no country in Asia, never been to Australia, to the whole continent, never been there. So I would like to experience all of that. Mm, yeah, that's what comes to mind. I think I have to see Asia. I mean, Asia, that's like so many important countries. I want to see all Asian countries. That's impossible. But I've also been to a lot of places actually. Growing up in Europe helps. Close to many places. Yeah. Um, Zoltan says you should. Oh, Connie says you should come to Vienna. I have the biggest monkey right here. I would love to visit you guys in Vienna. I love Vienna. My dad lived there for a while, so I've spent a lot of time there. I used to just fly there as a kid by myself to see him, or we would drive down. Yeah, a lot of time in Vienna. Love that city, and with IMAX, of course. Um, yes, Sue said put the address in there. Thank you, Sue. So, okay, I'm checking the time. Are you guys still, you guys still here? Do you want more? That's a lot of talking, guys. Jesus, it's easier when there's two people. Someone can always pause, right? Okay, here's another question. I don't know who asked this. Would you ever consider being the front person again? I think I partially answered that. Oh, the answer is yes. I would consider that. Yes. Right now, I would consider a lot of things. I think I need to also be smart about how I will finance myself going forward. And making money with music is a very tricky thing, and I wouldn't want to put that pressure on any art stuff anyway. So, yeah, but you never know. Something might present itself. It's a possibility. It's not. I think realistically, it's probably not on the top, but it's somewhere there in the mix. Yeah, a lot of things are in the mix. Jeez. Um, some people ask me, well, maybe that's a family thing, but since I've been here, people have asked me, would you consider moving back to Germany? I'm like, consider, yeah. Uh, I'd move anywhere but then again, I have a life. I've lived in California for 12 years. I have a lot of friends. Well, not a lot of friends. I don't have a lot of friends, but I have a lot of friends. It feels to me like a lot of friends. They make me feel very loved and grounded and understood. And almost all my friends are in the US. So, yeah. Again, it's just like that balance I talked about earlier, right? Like, I could live in Germany if I if there was fucking sun in winter, maybe. But I could if I had friends here, and maybe also a band that's maybe mostly here. Like if it makes sense in that, you know, job wise and also life wise. Otherwise, I wouldn't just leave everything the whole life that I've built for the last 12 years. Anyway, nobody here asked that question, so just telling you that that's kind of where I'm at. Look at this, and this, and this, and this, and then I stop myself and I'm like, I'm here anyway with family. No one's doing anything right now. Let's just be, right? Let's just not decide anything right now. As long as I want to talk, okay, Hannah, I have a little bit more in me. So as long as the questions come. Sue says it's good and bad to have unlimited options. Yes, but in it, I'm healthy. I'm okay. I can I can stay places. I'm not gonna die of hunger in the immediate future, and I have a support system, is what I mean, and I'm young and I have skills, so there are way worse situations than the one I'm in. Really, I'm very, 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 very aware of that. Perry, hello, Perry. Do you have any pets there with you? No, I don't. Well, my here at my dad's house, where I also have my stepmom and my two very young sisters, very lovely sisters. Oh, my brother lives here too, but not in the same house. Anyway, they have two cats. So there's one cat is quite shy, but the other one I hang with every day because I need to get my fix. But I don't have any of my pets with me. I almost took one of my dogs with me, Enzo, but just because he's easy and small, so I could take him with me on the plane. But it's just not fair to them to make them fly this long. It's not good. It's not like it would be very selfish of me. And luckily, I realized that before I booked the flight. And yeah, that's a hard thing for me about traveling. You can't be with your babies, and they really are. I think they are better for me than any pills. Although sometimes they're not enough. Sometimes pills are needed, but they really ground me. They make me get up in the morning. That alone, get up out of bed, fresh air, sunshine, when you're in California, and movement. Yeah, so that alone keeps me sane. But yeah, just snuggling with them and yeah, so that's tough, but something to look forward to, right? Yes, exactly, Sue. It's always good to have them to come home to. Absolutely. And we have the beautiful word in German, Vorfreude, which is the pre-joy. It's the joy you feel thinking about something joyful that's going to happen in your future. It's such a beautiful word. So pre-joy is what I have when I think of my babies when they're not with me. Yeah. Elizabeth says, I wish I could travel with my dog too, but she is just a smidge too big to ride in the cabin. Yeah, exactly. Just like Lenny and Peach. They are also too heavy. I don't know about too big, but definitely too heavy. They wouldn't be allowed, and they would not do well in the belly of the plane. No, not good. Sue says, what advice would you give to people having holiday time depression or a difficult time over the holidays? All right, this is my cue to have some water. Also part of my advice, have some water. And yes, I have one of those housewife big cups, but you know what? Whatever makes me drink. Yes, please, Travis, hold on to the pre-joy. It's, I don't know why Germans have this lovely word, but they do. I also found out that in Germany, we don't have a word for white lie, which is a beautiful word as well, I think. A white lie, the lie you make to protect somebody, to keep harm away from them, right? You lie to them. So I love that word, the combination of words or whatever. But we don't have a word for that in German. We have Notlüge, but that's not the same. Anyway, question, yes, holidays. Kind of what I thought the main topic would be, but then I realized we did have a lot of catching up to do. You haven't heard from me in a while, so this is I'm really enjoying this, being with you, and makes me already I can hear my thoughts in the back of my head. How do we maintain this? How do we what do we do with this? Where do we go? Yeah. You're always welcome to send me your ideas, your wishes, your suggestions. Really, I like it. I like it. Just as I said, I'm doing the stream because Connie kept poking me, and Sue, I think, also mentioned things and mentioned it to me very carefully, right? But yeah, bring it on. So, holiday depression. I think, well, it's December 21st. If you do the Christmas thing or the family thing, you have a little bit of time to take a minute to reflect on what's about to happen. Um, and I think that could be one good thing to do. Sometimes it helps to write it down, to just write. It doesn't have to make sense. You don't have to ever look at it again. Certainly nobody else has to read it, but when you write things down, it's a different way of processing things than if you just try and do it in your head and with your thoughts. You also, not only do you write, so your hand does something, it manifests in a different way, you also see. So it also comes to your brain through your eyes. And it might help you to just, even if you figure out you're about to enter a very stressful situation that you really can't be asked to go into, and you'll be really glad when it's over. So even if there's nothing fun about it, that's good to know too. It's just good to be prepared. It helps. Sometimes things, once you do that, things will actually be very different because you have a different presence going into the situation. I hope that makes sense to anyone, to someone here. That's one thing you could do. I'm not very good with writing down things, but when I do it, it really helps me. So I will give that advice. And so much love in these comments. I love it. I love you guys. This is really nice. I can't read it all, of course, while I'm blabbing, but I might go back and just see what I missed and take in all the love. And yeah, so what else? Maybe if you are super busy right now, I know these are really busy days for a lot of people, getting presents, wrapping presents, uh, buying food. A lot of Americans have that happening around Thanksgiving, but and then in Germany or in Europe, Christmas is a bigger area. But you know, no matter where you live, there'll be a time where this socializing is coming up, and then the preparation for that can be super stressful. So I wonder if there's something you could take out of that preparation stress as well. That might be really helpful. Like, do you need a million presents, or you know, do you need to wrap them all? Can you just put them in a bag or a nice looking whatever? You know, is there any way basically of simplifying the thing? Yeah, does that make sense? Obviously, I could expand on that, but keep trying to keep that short. Try to maybe for yourself literally drink enough water, get enough daylight, fresh air, movement. Those things just help to just keep you calm and sane, right? Eat healthy while you can. I know a lot of people eat until their stomach hurts on Christmas. That's what I did on Thanksgiving this year, and then you ask yourself why. Anyway, but those kinds of things can help. Anyone else have any Tips. I think another one while you are with family, and if that is stressful, which it can be, to try try to not react, to not take personal anything they say, especially politics, but also other things. Oh, did you cut your hair? Or whatever. um, or you need to gain some weight, or you need to lose some weight, or whatever it is, right? Those kind of personal, way too close, overstepping comments that family make. Try to, and this is something I'm practicing too. Try to see through that. Try to not take it on if you can. Um, Deep breath, maybe. Try to just think about. I don't know, man. It's hard. Um, think about what you're grateful for. That helps me. That helps me. Not necessarily in the moment though, but why are you there? Why did you go there? Why did you put yourself in that situation? Because probably there is underlying all that stress is some sort of love, some sort of respect, some sort of wish to give. Why else would we do that to ourselves, right? To kind of focus on that. Yeah. I know not all of that is possible, but little things, really little things make a difference. And if nothing makes a difference, try to observe yourself. What are the things that trigger you? What are the things that make you feel better? Um, what works? Maybe there's a person you like more, and then kind of observe that, and you can remember it for next time, maybe, and prepare better for that same situation. Okay, that's all I have about that right now. Um, Gus Nava says, "Love you. May you say hi to my friend Carla Juarez." Juarez? Hi, Carla. Please. She's dealing with a moment in life, like starting from zero, professionally speaking. Do you have an advice for her? No. I wish. I'd love that advice too. Except, no, no. Stay good. Good self talk. Be good to yourself, because you need that. You need that strength. You will, that will, I mean, it's hard to know exactly without knowing her situation, but you need to project the best, your best self, so you can find a new job maybe, or it can come to you. Like, work on yourself while you are looking for work. I'm very aware, I think you know that, but I'm very aware that all of that advice is not easy, right? It doesn't mean though, it's still, any little bit helps. So, Wendy says, observing myself is working for me. Oh, I read it quickly, and I thought you said, you would say it's work for me, um, because it is work for lots of people. But you say that's working for you. That's amazing. I love that idea, kind of being a detective in your own life, and really figuring out not what you think works, or it's easy to sit there and be like, this is shit, I don't want to be here. But there's always something in a situation that works. And also things where you're like, oh, if that person says that thing or looks at me in that way, that really gets me every time. And then, like, okay, so what can I do? Worst case, go to the bathroom, really go for a long bathroom break, and hopefully have a little reset. But yeah, that's amazing. That's good to hear, Wendy. And Janet says 80% of everything is showing up. Yes, showing up. And showing up is not just showing up at a place, at a certain time. Showing up is also showing up for yourself, right? Getting up in the morning, um, being healthy, doing all of those things basically I just mentioned. And again, I don't mean just do all of them, right? No, trying, being the best you can be in any given day, and maybe pushing yourself a little, but just yeah, I agree, Janet. Showing up. Zoltan, and as Janine already said, set realistic expectations like this is most likely going to suck, but I'll get through it. And if it's too much, I can get up and leave at any moment. Yeah, kind of those little, that's what I also mean by preparing yourself a little bit. Like, okay, most of you will know, if you're with family, you will know what kind of situation you could run into, right? And what are the things about that aren't good for you. So to kind of think about some things you could do when that happens. Like if you smoke, it's easy, right? You could go for a smoke. But if you don't, you can always go to the toilet, or you can say, I'm going for a walk. Anyone want to join? Because going for a walk is great. You don't need to look at people while you talk. You just go, and everyone gets fresh air. Everyone gets maybe a little reset. Those kinds of things. There's lots of things. There's endless things you could do, but stuff your face. Take drugs. I don't know. I didn't say that. I didn't mean that. I did. For some people, that works. I'm not responsible. Fucking US makes you have to cover yourself, right, for everything you put out in the world. Anyway, wow, lots of thoughts here. I love that. Take it all to heart. I'm sure it's all wonderful advice because I know you people, and that's another thing I love about this community, how everyone helps each other, and yeah, just that communication that's happening. Mm. And Hillary says, I too am starting over again. We all got this. Yes. Hillary, are you in Germany right now? Are we in the same country? That would be cool. I guess you are. And Sue says, change can be scary at first, but over time I've learned to love change and enjoy the new adventure it always brings. I agree. I love change too. I really do. And it's such a yeah, it's exciting. Change is exciting. And I'm very lucky because I was never afraid of change. I have no fear of change. A lot of people do, and understandably so. I'm not afraid, even when I don't know where's the money going to come from. I used to have a lot of anxiety. So the anxiety would then make me fearful in general, but that was not me. That was just put on me by anxiety. But really, my natural personality is not, I'm not full of fear, and that's very helpful in change. So I'm very grateful for that. And I also know that usually when you look back after the change has happened, when you look back, I think almost always you will you will think that things have improved. And if not, then it's time for change again. Such deep shit. That's falling out of my mouth. I'm gonna have to go soon, but I wanna do one more thing. Oh, I love you too, Jennifer. Um, Elizabeth says, I've had to start all the way over once before myself, and I just say, taking it one day at a time, yes. And you don't have to have all the answers all at once, yes. That, Elizabeth, that's the best advice I have gotten in this situation. And I needed to hear that, and I still need to hear that, and now I can tell that myself, and I have to tell myself almost every day because I just want to plow through. I'm a doer. I want to do stuff. I can't just sit and wait. And to learn that it's not about sitting and waiting. You still have to be ready to go whenever something happens. But I think that taking it one day at a time is a very, very good one. And I think that's what my therapist meant when she said, make a just plan out your day. What are you doing at which hour? Um, and and stick to it. Don't stick to it. You'll see on the day, but have a plan, and don't allow yourself to think, I need to know what happens tomorrow. No, you don't. So yeah, I hope that helps others too. Gusnava says, love this community. Great thoughts, ideas, and advice from everyone. Lots of blessings this holiday for y'all. We can do this. I know you all can do this. Now we're all prepared, right? I feel like we already, even if we don't sit down and meditate on it and write down things, we've been here, we've talked about it a little bit, spent some time reflecting about it, and maybe that already will help. I hope so. I feel like I'm gonna have a great Christmas. If I won't, I'll let you know. Then I was um, too positive, which I tend to do sometimes, but also not the worst thing to happen. Zoltan says, one day at a time is a key aspect of addiction recovery. Yes, but it can be applied to most aspects in life. Absolutely. Um, and to be honest, worrying is an addiction too, and anxiety is an addiction too, and negative self talk is an addiction too. So, yes, it helps with those things. Um, it helps to break the habit, right? Yeah, agreed. Okay, my loves, I'm gonna let you go, and I'm gonna go myself. And yeah, I think we should do this again. You can, yeah, so you can email me. My email is on my website. I don't know if it's anywhere else. I think you can also see it on my YouTube channel somewhere. You can also write to me on Instagram. I check those messages fairly regularly as well, if you want to influence my next steps, right? Okay. Love you all. Nice to reconnect. And thanks for being here. Thanks for showing up. And yeah, that's all I have to say. Oh, Sue says, okay, last words. Sue's going to have the last word. Let's all have a wonderful week, whether celebrating the holidays or just doing life. Remember, we all have each other in this community, and we're always there in the background for each other. Yes. Okay. Love you all. See you soon. Mwah.